Class of 2026 and colleagues, you may be seated.
Good morning, and welcome on this wonderful celebratory morning. At the outset, as chair of the Board of Trustees, I have been asked by my fellow trustees to deliver a very important message. And that message is, congratulations to the great class of 2026. Well done. So, you're done. Well, today I want to talk about the fact that you really aren't done. Yes, you have taken your last Walnut Hill exam, turned in your last Walnut Hill paper, given your last performance, or turned in your final portfolio. And indeed, all of you will graduate this morning. But the main thing that you are done with today is high school, because you are, thank goodness, not done with Walnut Hill, which as an institution and an alumni body will continue to open its arms to you in new and varied ways, in the hope that you will stay engaged in spirit, in participation in events, and even philanthropically. But you are indeed at the end of your Walnut Hill High School experience, and that is something to be very excited about. There is a reason, however, that we call these exercises commencement. It is because it is truly a new beginning. I actually looked up why this is called commencement, and its roots are actually medieval, in that it means a degree essentially given to you, which is a license to teach a new career. I'm going to say that today, instead of a license to teach, you are being awarded your license to learn the rest of what life has to offer you. And may you never stop learning. So the first thing to think about today is that every ending is actually the beginning of a new, a chance to learn and experience new things. Second, the role of education in art. It is evident to all here that you were lucky enough to be born with the gifts of creativity and artist sensibility and a whole lot of talent. As you continue to create in your career or your profession or neither, but whether it be an evocative painting, the perfect jeté or rhyming scheme, arguing an unassailable defense to the jury, performing a successful surgery or root canal, or even finding a way to keep the kids quiet for 2 hours with your art. You are lucky enough to know that art is your medium, your thought process, your vision, your insight, your gift. But I want to stress that art without education is often mute. The 19th century writer G.K. Chesterton, in his inimitable upper-class English way, said, referring, of course, to the sport, "If you only know cricket, you don't understand cricket." In other words, if you only know one thing, say your art, you really don't understand it. You don't understand it in terms of societal context, comparative studies, history, philosophy, perspective, influences, etc. Hence the importance of art with education. You have again been lucky in being able to attend an institution devoted to both art and education with equal weight. So the second thing I hope you remember is to keep up your art, but in order to do so, you must always keep up your education to truly fulfill the gift with which each of you was endowed. That is, to think like and to be an artist. So if I go back to ends and beginnings and stir in the essential pairing of art and education, it brings me to my final quote by, even after researching and not really quite sure whom, I just know it isn't mine. In the beginning we are, and in the end we are more. I hope this is true of your time at Walnut Hill, that it will be true of your next adventure, be it college or profession, and that this graduation, this ending, is for you a beginning of a rewarding lifetime with art and learning at its core. Many congratulations again to each of you and to the class of 2026 for a job well done.
Jenny, thank you so much. Greetings to you all, and thank you for traveling from all over the world to attend this ceremony. And welcome to all at home who are tuning into our live stream. I am humbled to serve as your head of school, and class of 2026, I'm thrilled to honor you today and express what you mean to all of us. It has truly been an extraordinary year. Seniors and PGs, today I offer you gratitude, history, and advice. Non nobis solum, not for ourselves alone. Our school motto is grounded in connection and gratitude. None of us made it to this day alone. Class of 2026, in order to celebrate you, it is important to express deep gratitude to those who have helped you prepare for today. From your first moment of life until this moment, I know the journey of your parents and guardians to love you, raise you, educate you, and help you find your way to Walnut Hill has been filled with hard work, enormous amounts of sacrifice, and many sleepless nights of hope and anxiety. Joined with siblings, aunts, uncles, grandparents, and family friends, these amazing people allowed and encouraged you to take the leap to pursue your dream of attending Walnut Hill. Their dedication to you and their love for you is unrivaled, and I want to thank each of them for sharing you with us. Please join with me to recognize all family members without whom we would not be celebrating the class of 2026 today. Your class possesses great amounts of talent, kindness, creativity, and joy. You have reached your potential together because of the exceptional adults you have had at Walnut Hill as teachers, mentors, and guides. To work at a boarding school for the arts is all-consuming. It is not just a job. It is a calling. You would not be moving on to the next amazing chapter of your lives without their level of dedication, caring, and uncompromising high standards. Please join me in thanking and recognizing Walnut Hill faculty, staff, and dorm parents for their Herculean efforts to provide you with a world-class education, take care of you around the clock, and develop you all to become young adults of passion, promise, and purpose. We now move from some gratitude to some history. Today marks our 133rd commencement ceremony. Walnut Hill's history and traditions are rich, and commencement is one of our most cherished traditions. Our school began as Walnut Hill Wellesley Preparatory School, founded by Wellesley College alumnae Florence Bigelow and Charlotte Conant. In 1892, Florence purchased 30 acres on this beautiful hill for $50,000 with a vision to create a unique education for young women of promise. With her colleague, Charlotte Conant, she turned a mansion, which is Stowe Hall, and horse stables, Highland Hall, into a beautiful school in 1893 that launched generations of women into college and career paths that defied the politics of the time. The first senior class of 8 girls graduated on June 14th, 1894, 132 years ago. The story of Walnut Hill is a story of courage. Women have run Walnut Hill for most of our history, both as a girls' school and an art school. Walnut Hill was founded by women for women. Women did not have the right to vote until 27 years after the school's founding. Women could not own property unless they remained unmarried, as our founders chose to do. And many women at the time never had the chance to choose who they loved or who they wanted to marry. Opening a school for girls in the Victorian age was a radical act of courage, feminism, and empowerment. It took a phenomenal amount of courage to change our mission from girls' education to arts education in the early 1970s. None of us would be here today without the bravery and sacrifice of leaders like Earl Batchelder, the head of school, who had the idea for Walnut Hill to become an art school. Earl shared with me that it took over a decade for Walnut Hill to fully transition from girls to arts. And it was not easy. Frankly, it was a miracle. Once we fully transitioned to an art school, the school needed bold leadership to ensure Walnut Hill would become the world-class art school we are today. Every Wednesday, students and employees file into the Kiter Center for the Performing Arts for our weekly assembly. This is always a time of immense joy and connection. As we walk to our seats, we pass 3 photos in the lobby, all of Stephanie Bonnell Perrin. Many of you don't know who Stephanie is, except that our beloved theater is named for her. Stephanie Perrin is one of the most courageous leaders in the history of Walnut Hill. Stephanie came to Walnut Hill from Phillips Academy, Andover, as our academic dean. She did such an incredible job that she was appointed head of school by the Board of Trustees in 1984. Stephanie was our head of school for an amazing 24 years, putting Walnut Hill on the map around the globe as a premier arts boarding school. She traveled around the world, introducing Walnut Hill to talented international students, who today make up 35% of our global school community. Stephanie took our students to perform at iconic venues like Carnegie Hall and Lincoln Center to raise the school's reputation. She built the school's endowment and raised millions upon millions of dollars so our school would thrive. She and her team renovated a campus that was in poor condition and was never built for the arts. By class of 2026, there are 2 incredibly courageous dimensions of Stephanie's legacy that are important for me to focus on before you graduate. First of all, Stephanie was the architect of our incredibly strong community. She knew that students like you came to Walnut Hill from all over the world, and in spite of your love for the arts, ultimately you might have more differences than similarities, that there might be significant barriers to understanding one another and feeling deep belonging together. Stephanie focused on building a community of amazing artists who centered excellence, respect, and growth. Community, community, community was her mantra. During my first year at Walnut Hill, I met Stephanie at her home on Cape Cod, and she shared with me perhaps her most courageous moment at Walnut Hill. In the 1980s, when Stephanie became head of school, it was the peak of the AIDS epidemic. Queer people were demonized and dehumanized in the media and politics, unfortunately much like today. It was routine for the time for school boards to fire openly gay, lesbian, or trans teachers, administrators, or principals. To keep their jobs, queer educators had to stay in the closet and hide. Stephanie decided she couldn't keep hiding and took the heroic leap of coming out to the Board of Trustees at Walnut Hill. As the head of school, she wanted the totality of her identity to be known and embraced so that she and others didn't have to hide anymore. Stephanie shared with me that by speaking her truth, she thought she would be fired. She was willing to lose her job as head of school rather than hide. Instead, she was embraced for the fantastic work she had done and who she was. With an openly queer head of school, Walnut Hill attracted phenomenal queer teachers and administrators who could be role models for all of our students. Stephanie's courage is the reason that none of us in our community today have to hide who we are. I am proud to say that today, we have the highest number of queer students and employees at Walnut Hill than at any other time in the school's history. Stephanie, we love you and salute you. Thank you. Seniors and PGs, I share all this with you today because it is important for you to understand our school's rich history, the courageous people whose shoulders we are standing on, and that Walnut Hill will continue to shine as a beacon for hope, belonging, and possibility. Class of 2026, you are a very special class to me. We started at Walnut Hill together, and I've had the great privilege of watching you all grow up from your first day on campus until today. I remember your first year well, and I know for many of you, ninth grade was a struggle. You started a new school, many of you moved away from home to do so, and some of you experienced the United States for the first time. It was a lot right after the pandemic. Several of you weren't sure if you were going to return for 10th grade. I'm so glad you did. as you have transformed into incredible thinkers, leaders, and artists. You have welcomed new classmates each year and have grown into an incredibly energetic and talented group of young adults poised to make positive change in our world. After watching you grow for these past 4 years, I want to share with you what I see as the defining attribute of your class that has truly enriched our school community. Passionate. You are a class driven by passion, and you have excelled by directing your intense drive into everything you do. You are passionate with your friendships, and many of you will be friends for the rest of your lives. Many of your strong friendships have blossomed into incredible artistic collaborations, both within your arts department and across the school. Your class has embodied the type of collaboration I have been working so hard to accomplish as your head of school. Thank you so much for helping me realize this part of my vision for Walnut Hill. To see the passion and care that you put into student choreographic this winter was inspiring. To have world premiere choreographic pieces paired with original music compositions, lighting plots, antiphonal poetry, digital projections, and a stunning array of fabrics on stage was so powerful. Seeing visual arts students collaborate with theater and music to submit program designs for Hello Dolly and Fortunio's song was incredible. And to see the level of collaboration of filmmakers, actors, and musicians in WFMA's Black on White and Script to Screen was moving and important. These key examples underscore how collaborations like these will be critical to your career and to your identity as an artist. Your passion as a class was unleashed across the city of Boston this year. You are the first senior class to be a part of Walnut Hill in Boston, a new and incredibly important initiative for our school. Audiences across the city were blown away by your talent and captivated by your passion. You inspired us at Jordan Hall on the Avenue of the Arts, cracked us up with the Cottage at Huntington's Calderwood Pavilion, took Boston Seaport by storm with the visual arts show The Art of Becoming, stole the show on the Citizens Opera House stage at Boston Ballet's Next Generation, and brought the house down with your short films during Script to Screen at Coolidge Corner Theater just 2 weeks ago. Your passionate work has introduced hundreds upon hundreds of art lovers across Boston to Walnut Hill. Thank you for that. You've introduced them to how exceptional we are as a community of artists and to the indisputable fact that we are worthy to perform and show our work in the best venues of the city. Congratulations, and thank you so much for helping me realize this vision together. Class of 2026, as Jenny said, everything changes for you today. This moment will be the last time you are all together as a class on this beautiful hill. You are headed off to incredible new chapters of your lives, but it will be different. Some of you are leaving the collaborative 5 arts environment of Walnut Hill to attend art school, conservatory, or a ballet training program. Your artistic life will grow and intensify, but also vastly condense as you attend an institution that only focuses on one arts discipline. It will be challenging for many of you to make friends in other arts disciplines or to attend the incredible variety of arts events you have experienced at Walnut Hill. I urge you to remember how stimulating these experiences have been and to seek them out in your next chapter. Your passion has melded with collaboration that is exceptionally rare in a high school. Please collaborate across disciplines in any way you can next year. It will enrich the quality of your friendships and elevate the caliber of your artistic work. Even though we will miss you deeply, your passion as a class will remain ingrained at Walnut Hill. You have set a high standard for collaboration that our younger students now see as the baseline. That art making is stronger with ideas, voices, and identities from across all disciplines. Class of 2026, our world desperately needs your passion. As you depart our campus in a few brief hours, I want to challenge you. Use your passion to enrich your art schools, colleges and universities, conservatories, and ballet companies. Elevate the conversations and establish a positive culture where you are a role model and leader. Your class has the agency and power to accomplish this. You might meet classmates next year who center cutthroat competition over friendship and passion. Resist the notion that art making is a contest, a prize to be won, or a zero-sum game with winners and losers. History rarely remembers artists who centered their success on the intentional failure of others. Rather, use your passion to foster excellence and connection so everyone around you mirrors the inspiration that all of us see in you every day. By leveraging passion as your superpower, you will lighten and brighten all of the spaces you inhabit. You will dismantle pessimism. You will create the conditions for deep belonging. And you will show the world what is possible when you combine your passion with the world-class education you have received at Walnut Hill. Doing so is an act of resistance that will change the world. Class of 2026, you are our most valuable resource that our world needs right now and into the future. At Walnut Hill, you learn to love yourself, love others, love your work, and love a community so deeply. You have accomplished so much during your time here and have made friendships and artistic relationships that will last a lifetime. You are leaving behind a beautiful legacy of creativity, compassion, leadership, and tremendous growth. The bar has been set incredibly high for the cohorts of students who will follow in your footsteps. I want to thank you for choosing Walnut Hill and ask that you never lose touch with us. We are always here for you. We care deeply for you. And from the bottom of my heart, please remember this. You are our treasure and our greatest hope. Congratulations, and my deepest gratitude to you and your families.
Hey, y'all. Y'all can hear me? All right. My name's Osiris McCormick. I'm a 4-year senior from Holbrook, Mass. And today I have a speech called The Process. So, one thing that constantly comes up in my years here is the process. You hear it a lot in VA and WOLFMA. Mainly, the process is trying to remember to have fun with what you're doing rather than just the product of like your work. Like, were you satisfied with a final project that you did? Like when you were at a show and everyone's like, oh, wow, great job. And you're like, oh, thanks. But then you think about how painful it was to make that project work, how you felt like you had to sacrifice so much and like a bit of yourself even to make it work. That's mainly what VA and WOLFMA tried to say. Don't do that, you know? Don't just try and be like, product. Think instead about your friends. So I thought about kind of like what my version of that would be. And it first started as a joke in math class where I said something like, we were doing answers, and I said, how'd you get your answer? I said, I trusted the process. My friends then said, what even is the process? And I said, you'll know if you trusted the process. And at first, I was like, just joking, but then I thought about it, really thought about it. And for me, the process is picking joy over happiness. So, there are many differences between joy and happiness. Happiness is temporary. It's when something good happens and you feel good for a bit. But joy is something that lasts forever. It's something that makes you feel whole. It's something that makes you feel like you're proud of yourself. Because pride isn't really happiness. It's more joy. And basically, joy comes from you deciding what makes you happy and satisfied in your life, what matters to you and no one else. Because the thing is that it's easy to dig for happy moments, you know? You can, like, go partying with friends all the time, eat a whole bunch of desserts, stay up late, play video games, watch shows all night, even though you really got a test tomorrow. But here's the thing that's the difference between joy and happiness. It's asking yourself, what do I want from my life? It's saying, I do want to party after school, but I got a test tomorrow. Can't do it. Or it would be nice to have an Oreo every once in a while, but I do want to lose some weight. The process is valuing your long-lasting joy over your short-term happiness. So then, how do you apply the process to your life? Like I said, you first have to dive into your own heart. and ask, what are the things that would make me joyful? What are the things that won't just keep me satisfied for like 1 minute, an hour, a day? What are the things that are genuinely going to make me smile every single day of my life? It's actually doing something about what you want. It's not just, oh, I would like to do this thing. It's going, no, how can I make sure I get this thing done? And not like, like overnight, but just how do I keep going and getting to something that I would be proud of myself for in a couple of years? Like example, if you want to be an athlete, instead of just applying and hoping, why not look up the best workout regimen for that sport? Why not look up what the best team is for you? Not just because everyone wants it, but it fits your type of play. So you can't just say you want something in your life. You have to make sure you keep going for it, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how much you might doubt yourself in that moment. You just keep going. So, even if you don't have a passion or idea right now that's going to make you get up and go running to find it, that's okay, because we still got a lot of years ahead of us. Like, most of us just turned 18 like a couple of months ago. Like, that's still a lot of time to figure out what you want to do. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. And if you do find something that you're like, oh, that made me feel pretty nice, lean into it more. Don't just go, that was nice, but I don't want to do that. Instead, just go, I want to keep trying this thing. It made me feel pretty nice, even though I may be new to it, but let's see where it goes. And, there are a lot of times where I had to use the process a lot. When I was a freshman, I went for a class president, even though I could barely talk to anybody when I first got here. Trust me, I was super shy. Like, whenever somebody would look at me and go, oh, nice drawing, I'd go in my sketchbook, go, oh, thanks, And my sophomore year, I wanted to learn more about my art and my storytelling, so I had to switch majors. It was really scary because it was like midway through the year, and I had to basically start new because my drawings helped, but it wasn't enough to just draw. I had to learn how to do photography, do writing, do poems, learn more about myself as a person to make my stories more real. And my junior year, probably my biggest thing right now, was my first comic book I ever published, Pepperjack. Shout out to y'all. Where y'all at? Yeah. But I don't know where y'all at, but Kat, Nate, Winnie, Solvi, y'all helped me out so much. And I don't think I would have done it if I just went, oh, it would be nice to have a comic book. I had to keep trying. Even when I was like, is this going to work out? How am I going to keep going, So, even now, there are still things I want to change about myself, but that's okay. Like I said, we still got time. And the one thing that's not okay is to just keep knocking yourself down. Like, I didn't get an A on this test. I messed up or slipped. It's okay to be like, well, I messed up, but keep going, Because you're not going to get anywhere by just complaining. You have to go, okay, I messed up. How can I keep moving forward? And here's the thing. If you're going to go I can leave it to my future self, don't do that. Because you should see your future self as your partner, not just somebody who's going to solve all your problems a couple of years down the road. So, we made it. That's a great thing. You fought 12 years to get that degree right there. So, you fought so hard. And I know that I can't understand everything y'all go through, but y'all fought so hard. Y'all can fight whatever else y'all want to figure out, And I just want to say thank you, everyone, because Like my dad said yesterday, I came into this place very, very insecure of myself. And now look at me, I'm on stage right now. Yeah. Yeah. And so now I just leave with this. Thank you. And good luck with it, whatever y'all want to do, because it's what you want to do. You shouldn't be ashamed of what you want to try and do with your life. It's your life. You don't want to regret what you've done. Like, that sucks. All right. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Isabella Wei, and I'm incredibly honored to stand here today and speak on behalf of the class of 2026. This is my 4th year at Walnut Hill, and over these years, I have learned many things about arts, about community, and about myself. But perhaps the most important thing I have learned is this: growth rarely looks the way we expect it to. The first time I realized growth wasn't a straight line, I was standing in a ballet studio, completely certain I have somehow forgotten how to turn. Not metaphorically, literally. After years of training, there I was, staring at the mirror, questioning my life choices, and also my balance. In that moment, growth did not feel graceful. It felt uncomfortable, uneven, and very, very humbling. And if the past few years at Walnut Hill have taught me anything, it is that real growth rarely looks the way we expect it to. When I first arrived at Walnut Hill, I was adjusting not only to a new school, but to a new place, a new culture, and a new understanding of myself, not just as a dancer. There were moments when progress felt almost invisible. Moments when I quietly wondered whether I was actually moving forward at all. But as I look out at all of you guys today, I know I was never alone in that feeling. Because behind every performance we have witnessed on the stage, behind every late night rehearsal and early morning classes, there were struggles most people never saw. Injuries, self-doubts, exhaustion, and the quiet pressure we place on ourselves because we care so deeply about what we do. Yet when I think about our class, what stands out is not how smoothly everything went. It is that we kept showing up. We showed up to the studio, to the classroom, to each other, even on days when things felt uncertain. At Walnut Hill, we have certainly learned technique. We have certainly learned discipline. But more importantly, I think we have learned something less visible and far more lasting: how to stay. To stay present in the process. To stay committed when growth feels slow. To stay connected to a community that sees us not only at our best, but also in progress. As artists, we're trained to pursue refinement and excellence. That pursuit will always be part of who we are. But if Walnut Hill has taught us anything, it might also be this: perfection was never actually the point. Growth was. The dancers in the room know sometimes just staying on your leg is already a victory. As we prepare to leave this place, I hope we carry something quieter and just as powerful. The understanding that our path do not have to look identical to be meaningful. That pauses are not failures. And sometimes the most important growth in seasons when it's hardest to see. So today, as we stand at this place together, my hope for our class is this: that wherever we go to next, onto stages, into studios, into universities, or into entirely new path, we remember what it took us to get here: the resilience, the patience, the courage to begin again more than once. Because if the past few years have shown us anything, it is this: growth is rarely a straight line, but somehow it still moves us exactly where we need to go. And perhaps one of the greatest gifts of these years is that none of us have to walk the path alone. We are shaped by teachers who believe in us, friends who stood beside us, and countless moments of encouragement, support, and connection along the way. For that, I will always be grateful. Congratulations, class of 2026. I can't wait to see where your path takes you next. Thank you.
Thank you, Isabella. This year I have the privilege of introducing for the first time a new award starting a new tradition at Walnut Hill. The Sarah Winter French Class of 49 Distinguished Leadership Award is established in honor of an individual whose devotion to Walnut Hill and its values is as enduring as it is profound. This award recognizes Walnut Hill alumni who breathe life into our motto, non nobis solum, not for ourselves alone. This award will be given each year at our school's commencement ceremony. This honor is presented annually to an alumnus who exemplifies the school's core values through a strong track record of leadership. This individual demonstrates an unwavering commitment to making a meaningful impact in their professional field, their community, or in service to Walnut Hill. Sally French's legacy is defined by a rare duality of leadership: the quiet strength of her generosity, which secures a future for generations of Walnuts, and the vibrant energy of her leadership. A graduate of Walnut Hill in 1949, when it was a college preparatory school for girls, Sally embodies the through line of community and leadership that has defined Walnut Hill across institutional transformations and through eras of profound societal change. In her career as a writer, researcher, and editor, Sally has nurtured curiosity and openness. Throughout her life, Sally has been a tireless champion for our mission of community and belonging. She embodies the Walnut Hill ideal: a creative spirit, a curious learner, and an engaged citizen. Sally is not able to be here in person today, but she is watching the live stream with her family from her home in New Hampshire. I want to take this moment to acknowledge her immense contributions to our community. Thank you. We love you, Sally. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce the inaugural recipient of this honor, Dr. Makiba McCreary, class of 1990. Makiba's career exemplifies a life spent in service and leading by example. She serves as the president of the New Commonwealth Fund, which has raised more than $40 million and distributed more than $16 million to nonprofit organizations across the Commonwealth. Makiba has also served as the Patty and Jonathan Kraft Chief of Learning and Community Engagement at the Museum of Fine Arts, Boston, where she focused on audience development and integrating diverse perspectives into exhibitions. Prior to the MFA, Makiba served as Chief of Staff to the Superintendent of Boston Public Schools, and later as Managing Director and Senior Advisor of External Affairs to the Mayor of Boston. Early in her career, she ran her own agency with a focus on designing and managing philanthropic investment models for leading brands including Jordan Brand, Nike, National Boys and Girls Clubs of America, and the United Negro College Fund. Currently, Makiba serves on Governor Maura Healey's Council for Black Empowerment, as a trustee at the Massachusetts College of Art and Design, and a director of the Nellie Mae Education Foundation. She is also a part-time faculty member at MIT's Sloan School of Management. A native Bostonian, Makiba received a bachelor's degree in psychology from the University of Massachusetts, Boston, a master's degree in education from the Harvard Graduate School of Education, and a doctorate in education from the Teachers College at Columbia University. Makiba, when the idea for an award in Sally's honor took shape, your name was the first to come to my mind. It is an absolute honor to present you today with the very first Sarah Winter French Class of 49 Distinguished Leadership Award. Congratulations.
Osiris, I'm going to take some joy with me from the stage for sure. And Isabella, those shoes are fire. So there are three things that I'm going to ask you to bear with me through a little bit of conversation about today. And they're all really tied to everything you've already heard, and I have this feeling that you're going to hear a little bit more of. But the first thing is I want to share with you what Walnut Hill meant to me, still means to me. I want to tell you what I think you really need to do as you walk off of this campus. I'm actually going to give you a charge. I have an opinion about that. And I'm going to even tell you what I think you might need in order to do it. Okay? But before that, you made it. You made it. You did those late night rehearsals. I remember those. I remember the early mornings. I know you've all done those. The auditions that broke your heart. The ones that cracked you open. The critiques that stung, and the ones that were exactly right. You made something of yourselves in a school that demanded you make something true, so congratulations for that. Today belongs to you and everything that you build after it. So this place for me was complicated. My story here is complicated, and I think that complicated stories are actually the ones that are worth telling. I came to Walnut Hill in the 7th grade as a dancer. I was one of the few black students ever, not just in my class. I can still name the ones who came before me and the ones who came after me to some degree. And I did not have a body that was celebrated. Not the line, not the proportions, not the shape that the European tradition had decided a dancer was supposed to have. And I learned early, in a mirror, what it felt like to be measured against an image that was never going to be me. I could tell you that story was a wound, and it was, but I have also come to understand it was also a gift, because it sent me looking. It pushed me off of one stage toward another. I found my way to acting, and then something happened that changed the course of my life. I remember all of it. It is still palpable to me now, the days here at Walnut Hill, the summers at Yale and BU, Circle in the Square, off-Broadway, all of the commercials, all the auditions, all the tiny paychecks. And every time I stepped into a role, I felt the thing that I spent my whole life chasing ever since, an internal transformation so complete that it transcends into the audience and travels back to you again, yes? Does that sound familiar? I know it does. Walnut Hill taught me that the truest performance is not imitation, it is testimony. It taught me to hold on to a story with enough conviction that strangers in the dark would believe it and feel less alone. That is not only art, as it turns out, that is leadership. So I'm going to tell you the part that I am still learning to tell honestly. I left the theater. And I have in certain quiet moments, and some not so quiet, deep regret about it. I miss the power of that transformation. For years, I told the story of why I left in a very particular way. And I said that the industry drove me out. I said I left because I wanted to be taken seriously and not compared by the surface descriptors of my face or my hair, my skin type, my body type. And there is truth in that. But here's what it took me years to admit. That was really someone else's story about me. I let someone else hold that pen. So, lesson number 1. I want to say this to you very plainly because you are at the beginning of being written about all the time. Write your own story. Own your own narrative. Do not let the world's comparisons to a flavor of the month, to an image you were never meant to match, become the account of your life or the one that you carry around inside of you. I'm not disappointed about where I landed. As you heard, I have degrees from Harvard and Columbia. I have credentials that open doors, let me into rooms where I get to say things like this one that I believe need saying. But I will tell you with complete sincerity that this is one of the most important rooms I will ever stand in because of who is in it. You are exactly the leaders we need. You've done the work to weave the colors, the notes, the poetry, the prose, the comic book narratives. Hold tight to that when you start a second journey. And here's what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to ask you to find your line. Then, I'm going to ask you to stand on it. Okay, so your line is the place where your truth lives. And your voice, saying the true thing out loud, that's the act of standing on it, okay? You were trained for this. You spent years here learning to make truth audible in a room full of strangers. The world needs exactly that skill, and not as performance, as leadership. We're living through a moment when the gap between what we say we believe and what we are actually willing to do has never been more visible. It never happens in one big betrayal. The mission statement stays up, but the program gets cut. The values page remains on the website, but everyone looks away and asks for somebody else to give the public position. The commitment to community remains in the talking points, but the action quietly disappears. For these things not to be true, we need, we've heard this already, courage. And I'm not standing here pretending that courage is free. I know what it costs to lead with courage for boards, for heads of school, for instructors, for all of us. I know it requires confronting fear. Fear is real and fast and persuasive. It will always find a way to make caution sound like wisdom. Fear has also been used to justify complacency for as long as there have been people powerful enough to demand it. And this is where you come in. A country is, in the end, a collection of its narratives. The stories it agrees to tell about who belongs and who does not, whose pain is real and whose is inconvenient, what happened and when we have decided to forget. Right now, there are people working very hard to control that narrative, to take pages down, to make certain truths unspeakable. And if we let them, the destination is clear, and it is not anything that any one of us should accept. But you're the artists. You are the actors and the dancers and the musicians and the writers. Telling the truth in a narrative is the whole of your training. You know how to make a room feel a thing it has refused to feel. That is not a soft skill. In this moment, it may be the most necessary skill there is. It will take knowing your line, standing on it firmly, and then, when the winds gust, knowing how to be courageous and stand even harder. So, Eric, thank you. Thank you to the trustees, to the faculty who gave so much of themselves to the people in front of me and to me. Thank you to Stephanie. I did have the privilege of learning under her leadership. And really, mostly, thank you to all of the families out there who have stood by you through this entire process. To be the first to carry her name forward, Sarah, I want you to know that this is something that I will truly continue to work hard to deserve. Thank you. Sarah Winter French came to Walnut Hill in 1947. She was the class of 49, as you just heard. And when she came back to campus a few years ago, I learned something. I learned that she said, in moments of profound change, openness and curiosity are the antidote to the societal fracturing that so often comes. hold on to that sentence, because I think she's exactly right. The fracture is at its root a failure of not knowing your line and standing on it. And your line is the thing this school spent years helping you build. You are the antidote. I'm going to say it again. Finding your line, by the way, is not a solitary act. It happens in relationship. You've already heard that as well. I'm going to double down on that. Someone who is probably watching you, someone who does not yet know their line, they will learn it when you stand on yours. Courage is not abstract. It is daily, it is relational, it is costly, and it is human. And in this moment, I am asking all of us, every single one of us, to show up with more of it. So ask yourself one last question. Who needs you to stand on your line right now? Non nobis salem. Not for ourselves alone. Sally loved this place for Shakespeare and the symphony nearly 80 years ago. I loved it for the stage, and you will love it for something you probably can't even name yet. But it is the same school, doing the same thing across those years, making people who can keep a fracturing world curious and open. You are more prepared for leadership this world needs right now than anyone else I know, because the world does not need more managers of careful statements. It needs people who can make the truth unforgettable, and that is you. So go and write your own story. See people as their whole selves. And when the moment comes, and it will come, do not look for your courage then. Decide your line now. Find it and stand on it. Congratulations. The stage is yours. Thank you.
Hello. When I first saw the email for people looking for people to play at graduation, the first song that came to my head was Peace by jazz pianist and composer Horace Silver. It's about finding a place where peace is. And I really like it. And I have Ruth Ann singing with us.
There's a place that I know where the sycamores grow and daffodils have their fun, where the cares of the day seem to slowly fade away in the glow of the evening sun.
If I go there relate, let my mind meditate on everything to be done. If I search deep inside, let my conscience be my guide, then the answers are sure to come. Don't have to worry Life's sweet seed, when it grows like a big yellow rose, can wither and come undone. But that sweet smelling thing will be blossoming next spring with a kiss of the midday sun. Living has just begun. When you find peace of mind, leave your worries behind. Don't say that it can't be done. With a new point of view, life's true meaning comes to you, and the freedom you seek is won. Don't have to worry none. Living has just begun. Peace is for
Ruth Ann, listen to Eileen Farrell, Blues in the Night. You'll be inspired. Thank you. Thank you so much for this incredible honor to stand before you today. And I also want to thank Danielle Sumi for lending me her graduate school Kente Stoll. History and ancestry mean everything. I would have never known how much this moment would mean to me if Eric had not sat me in his office and asked me to be this year's faculty commencement speaker. I remember filling up with a sense of accomplishment and pride, which evaporated almost immediately when I realized the magnitude of his request. I graciously accepted right away, but he told me to sleep on it, so I did. My answer the next morning was still the same. To the administration, the brilliant faculty and staff, and the families filling these rows, thank you. You didn't just support these graduates. You ignited their potential. You empowered their dreams. You guided them in hopes of giving them the tools to be outstanding artists. And maybe, too, this was your opportunity to help the world be a better place the only way you knew how, with all 81 of you. So thank you for your guidance, your patience, and the immense sacrifices you made to get these 81 young artists and young adults to this milestone. Now, today is where everything begins. Once you toss those hats in the air and say goodbye to Walnut Hill, in a sense, you are on your own. Your decisions are yours. Your consequences are your own to face. And I am confident that you are up for the challenge. Now, before I dive into the heart of this, I have 4 non-negotiable rules for my speech today. Number 1, if at any point I say the word spelled B-E-H-O-O-V-E, you must repeat it after me. Let's practice. Behoove. Behoove. Everybody back in the back, too. Great. Rule number 2, there are no dumb questions except the ones you can take a moment of thought to answer yourself. That's my favorite one. Rule number 3, when asked a question, take the time to honestly answer it. And rule number 4, you must, and this is imperative, you must laugh at my jokes regardless of if they're funny or not. Let's practice. Wait. I actually wrote a joke. My daughter got in trouble at school today for eating her homework. When I asked her why she did it, she said it was because I told her it was a piece of cake. I didn't even have to tell you you can laugh. Thank you so much. Because I am a teacher through and through, coming from a long lineage of teachers, including my mother, my brother, his wife, all undeveloped artists in their own right, I feel compelled to share one final lesson with you. My lesson today is a simple one. The secret to being a great artist. What do you think it is? Theater majors cannot answer because you already know, you better know. But I will give you a hint. It is also the key to being a good citizen of the world. It is the secret to becoming a true connoisseur of humanity. Every single art form practiced on this campus, whether it be in the theater, watching the living architecture of a dancer in motion, the structural brilliance of Pythagoras that helped shape harmony in music, the raw emotion captured in the visual arts, or the originality created from the minds of writing, film, and media students, is fundamentally based on one thing: human connection. And how we create that human connection is the secret that sits at the center of all that we do as an artist. Anyone? Okay. Second hint. It starts with an M and ends with pathy. I know, genius, right? Empathy. It has been my mantra, my core belief, my value, my spirituality, however you want to define it, that empathy can heal anything. Foolish thought, perhaps. But if I didn't hold on to that belief, I could no longer grapple to my soul with hoops of steel the continued hope I have in people to be kind to one another. I know that might sound naive or even controversial, but hear me out. Today, I'm not going to spend time up here speaking about the systematic, overwhelming challenges our world has faced over the last few years. Instead, we're going to practice rule number 3, all 81 of you. I'm going to ask you to think about a deeply personal, truly challenging issue you faced and overcame during your time here. And I'm not talking about the challenge of winning the class kickball game, or the physical toll of being a human-sized hungry hippo during the fierce nut cut match, although that is my favorite to watch and never do. Good. I wrote here you can laugh, but you're doing it. This is great. Although those were challenging moments for some, what I am talking about is the quiet, internal evolution you have all taken at some point in your time here. I'm going to ask you to do a task, and you have to do it somewhat swiftly, 81 of you. Take a quick moment to think about that challenge you overcame. And when you have that challenge in your mind, please stand. Yes, you have to do something. I didn't think that would work. Stay standing. Now think back to that very first moment, that first morning on this campus, the heavy quiet of an unfamiliar room, the sharp, quiet panic in your chest, the sudden weight of independence. Contrast that shaky, uncertain version of yourself with a confident, fiercely talented, and grounded individual standing in these caps and gowns today. Look at how much you have grown. Look at how much space you take up now, and feel the power you have gained. Take a seat. Growth isn't just for right now, and certainly doesn't magically arrive in adulthood. Growth is forever. I tell my students jokingly, but it's kind of serious, that I will not stop growing and learning until I am dead. But I do have one confession to make. There have been more times than I can count while teaching here at Walnut Hill that I have profoundly doubted my own effectiveness. I have sat awake wondering, am I actually reaching them? Are the choices I'm making about their education and mentorship helping them grow, or am I missing the mark entirely? As teachers, we are often quietly full of doubt. And honestly, the chaotic world around us doesn't help to quiet those voices. Neither does the lack of empathy we sometimes see happening amongst ourselves, students, teachers, administrators, and even parents alike. At times, I do fail at finding empathy in situations that are very emotional. It's hard. Practicing empathy is not easy. I think it's because sometimes empathy can be mistaken as weakness. It can be incredibly hard to let go of trying to be right and instead open your minds to the possibilities set forth by another person's experience. We have to check our desire to be right. We have to check ourselves because empathy can be your superpower. According to Psychology Today, empathy happens on a spectrum broken down into 3 distinct types. Cognitive empathy, which is the intellectual ability to understand another person's perspective. Emotional empathy, the capacity to physically and emotionally share and experience those feelings firsthand. And compassionate empathy, which moves beyond just understanding and feeling to actively desiring to take action to help another person in distress. You do not have to give up your own beliefs to be empathetic, but when you genuinely step into another person's perspective and feel their emotions with them, you can dissimulate your own need to be right. You can replace judgment with compassion. This makes partners, friends, or family members feel understood, which can serve as a powerful balm for emotional wounds. My dear friend Emma, who used to teach French here many years ago, reminded me the other day in a deep moment of doubt I was having of my true purpose. She told me, "You are there to help." That's it. She put it so simply that I was unsure if she truly saw me, but she was right. I am here to help you become talented artists, yes, but more importantly, to help you become better people. Our purpose for you is to help you breathe empathy into a world, letting it catch like wildfire, a beautiful, fierce contagion of grace. As you step off this hill, you are going to confront a massive unknown. Facing our fears is incredibly hard, and the world out there is complicated. Years ago, spurred by the profound tragedy of racial violence towards young black men, those who were sworn to serve and protect, I felt an overwhelming urge to understand the roots of our deepest divisions. I collaborated with a theater group dedicated to uncovering the hidden truths of human nature, seeking to explore the origins of systematic injustice. I spent months asking painful, devastating questions. Why is there so much hatred? What drives our fears? Why are people hurting? Though this exhausting dive into human condition yielded no neat or tidy conclusions, the journey of trying to understand others left me with one undeniable truth. Somewhere in there is gold to be found in the practice of empathy. There may be a way out of this divide. I walked away carrying far less anger and realized how much pain and fear actually exists in our society, and how tragic that is. I wanted to do something, but the task seemed so overwhelming. Facing an injustice that massive, it is easy to feel entirely powerless. I used to ask myself, what can I do to fix a global issue of this scale? And for a fleeting moment, I thought that COVID-19 pandemic might be our turning point, because I watched as we, as a country, briefly came together. People showed grace, patience, and profound gratitude on an immense level. But as the crisis waned, the unity fractured, and we slipped right back into our old divisions. Only this time, we doubled down. But I knew it was possible. So what do we do when the world feels too broken to mend a fractured society? And I realized I couldn't fix everything, but I could help the only way I knew how, through art, through teaching, and through relentless empathy. And most importantly, through you. And that is why I am standing here today, and truly that is why all of you are here today. I know you cannot force the world to be empathetic. It makes no sense. Empathy is a choice. But regardless of your identity, your politics, or your beliefs, no one under this tent and no one in the world can look you in the eye and say they do not want to be understood, that they do not want to belong. As a legendary director, theater maker, Anne Bogart once wrote, "Do not wait for enough time or money to accomplish what you think you have in mind. Work with what you have right now. Work with the people around you right now. Do not wait for what you assume is the appropriate stress-free environment in which to generate expression. Do not wait till you are sure that you know what you are doing. What you do now, what you make of your present circumstances, will determine the quality and scope of your future endeavors." End quote. And in turn, what impact you make on those around you. So, do not wait for the world to become perfect before you decide to be bold, curious, and deeply empathetic. You possess the sole, unassailable power to define your own legacy and your own happiness and joy. So hear my words. Art is not just an aesthetic beauty. It is the radical act of human connection. When you look at someone who is entirely different from you, remember that your artistry has trained you to look past the surface and find the human underneath. What is it they want? How might they be feeling? What might be happening in their lives that is affecting their behavior? The fact is, we don't have the answers to these questions. So, what must we be in order to practice empathy for that individual? We must be curious. So here's the how-to of curiosity and empathy. You ready? Number one, practice active listening by paraphrasing a speaker's thoughts and feelings before replying to ensure you truly understand their perspective. Expand your worldview by reading, traveling if you can, biographies about people who are completely different backgrounds from you to stimulate their life experiences and motivations. And finally, number 3, for the love of Pete, break surface level assumptions by engaging in curious interviews, asking open-ended questions to people to notice and validate their emotional states. Like creating profound art, cultivating human connection is all about curiosity. Empathy leads to curiosity, and curiosity leads to empathy. I've said so a lot, but we're going to say it again. So, class of 2026, it would behoove you to go into the world and give people the opportunity to be seen and be willing to be seen yourself. Let empathy and curiosity be the way you move through the world. I have all the confidence in each one of you to be kind, gracious, empathetic, and curious humans. Thank you. And congratulations. And good luck.
So now is the time we've all been waiting for. We are not a school that says you cannot clap for every graduate. Every one of these kids deserves to have a round of applause. So take your time, appreciate the moment, and let's start with that. Anu Alua Zoe Ajaboro. Georgia Attardi. Larkin Minty Phillips Beeching. Felicidad Sofia Beleno Carney. Asher S.V. Bishop. Kate James Burnham. Shenshi Tsao. Allison Chen. Vicky Chen. Soho Cho. Lou Costa. Noah Crace. Anicia Hanlon Tsui. Peru Dogra. Nathaniel Patrick Dyer. John Martin Egan. Noah Avanor. Margot Fahn. Kelby Porter Farnsworth. Isabella Rose Ferez. Hayden D. Floyd. June Serena Friedman. Olive Galucci. Sarah Elizabeth Guo. Chance Handel. Natalie Lynn Heldman. Jocelyn Nicole Herstone. Yuan Zhang. Bohan Jin. Andrew Keenan. Audrey Ann Kriz. Catherine Grace Kyle. Helen Holiday Lambert. Ruby Lammers. Kahi Kaya Lee. Julie Lee. Isabella Abigail Loring. Latian Joseph Ma. Teslin Martin. Mariana Noel McCallum. Osiris Sterling McCormick. Amelia Elizabeth Mead. Esther Yvette Melian. Isabel Jing Metz. Scott George Mills. Alex Nam. Stefania Abakanich. Leonardo Samuel Okana. James Leppendorf Palmer. Lydia Catherine Petlick. Anya Pomferrada. Barrett Emery Poole. Winter Chu. Violet Estelle Rosas. Miles Hunt Salerno. Samuel Oluwatoni Sheba. Marika Lucia Siegfried. Peter Joseph Simonini. Ruth Ann Soa. Quinn Stone. Lyda Salon Strodel. Zoe Eileen Zimring Sweek. Sophia Sykes Finkelstein. Fletcher Thomas. Next, Alexis Chinkali. Solvi Updike. Catalina Antonio Viana. Clara Watson. Yiran Isabella Way. Leah Miriam Weiser. Levi Williams Duderman. Vivian Kate Melendez Willoughby. Chelsea Wu. Maya Sunrise Yanez. Catherine Rose Young. Ryuto Yasuda. Lucy Madeline Yu. Shuai Shuai Zhao. Yufan Zhou. Olivia Clara Schlabis.
Class of 2026, please rise. Our school motto, non nobis sola, means not for ourselves alone. Class of 2026, I charge you with this. You didn't make it to this moment alone, and you will continue to lean on one another as you move into this next chapter of your lives. Please turn your tassels to officially become Walnut Hill graduates. Friends, family, and colleagues, I present to you the class of 2026. Congratulations.